What's up? L.A.R movement still moving. I just made a blog and I realized I cut the sucker off before I should have said something important. So I'm gonna do this thing real quick, real fast, an overview. Domestic abuse fraud. I was saying I wound up seeing a game last night and watching Evelyn Lozada on Oprah's network with Ayala Van Zandt talking about her relationships and her issues and all that. And at one point, she basically said, he headbutted me. And Ayana asked her, what got you to the headbutt? What got you to the stitches? She said she ignored all the signs of him being unfaithful. And then she says, okay, well, if he headbutted you, I've been abused before, so I know that ain't the first time something like that happened. So she says, no, it's not, in a roundabout way. So then Ms. Van Zant basically digs into that, and she plays elusive. She don't want to answer. She don't want to talk about it. So then later on in this conversation, she says something to the extent of, okay, what was your last straw? And she was like, well, when my head got split open and I was bleeding and stuff, that was my last straw. And then she was like, well, why is that your last straw if there's something like that's already happened before? What made that one your last straw? And then she was like, no, 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 no. I mean, if he would have, that made it much last straw because I can physically see it. It was there. If he would have hit me in the face and I saw a bruise, basically, or he would have grabbed me and left a bruise on me, I would have left regardless. So, in one way, she says he abused. In another way, she says, well, if he would have did it prior, I would have left. So it kind of, in a way, makes it sound like he never do nothing to her. And the flip side of that was, she says, Miss Van Zandt asks Evelyn, look, did you ever put a hand on him? She's like, no, never. Okay, never. Okay. I mean, and she could be telling the truth, right? Problem is, her persona, you know, uh, what is it? Her her attitude precedes her. So I'm just using her as an example. I mean, but part of that was where I'm about to go right now. The thing about it was, at the end of the day, it was everybody else's fault. It was, and Ms. Van Zant was trying to say to her, look, what did you do to open the door for this situation to occur? She wasn't really saying nothing. It was, well, he did this, he did that, and my dad did this, and my ex-boyfriend did this, and everybody. It was never really her. So the reason I say that is because sometimes girls lie about being abused because they don't want to deal with the reality of what they've actually brought to a situation or done to a situation. And that's what I felt about that interview. And I'm getting into it like this. One, because the girl lived a public life that she's publicly angry and publicly thugged out. The boy should have never married her. The man should have never married her. Whatever, he should have never married her. But he did what she told him to do, and she got mad about it at the end of the day. Um, Problem was, if everything is publicized, how come the pictures wasn't publicized? Rihanna got her ass whipped. Pictures wasn't publicized. Robin Givens, pictures, pictures were publicized. You know what I'm saying? Robin Givens, pictures weren't publicized. So, I mean, people look at her a funny way because it's like, we don't know if this is a setup or not. And that's the thing. See, some people start arguments and start fights and start all kinds of drama and altercations to fall back on I'm the woman, I'm the victim, I'm the pure as the driven snow. I have never done anything to cause any of this ever to happen to me. I don't deserve this, even though I did all kinds of outlandish, out of line stuff that I shouldn't have done as an adult because it renders a response that I won't like. So, I'm saying this because there's people out there who actually get abused. Like, a person who actually gets abused is a person who don't have it coming, who didn't do anything, who didn't instigate anything, who don't even know what the hell's going on when it happens. You know what I'm saying? That's a person who's been abused. Cops abuse people, men abuse women, women abuse men, adults abuse children, uh, human beings abuse animals. And it's all from one same thing. They got an anger problem and they found somebody that they could take it out on who can't whip their ass. So the thing about it is, when you take that mentality, you cement yourself in it, and then you bring it around everybody else. So if you bring it around everybody else, that don't mean that they gonna bow down to you. It don't. That's why you see big guys or people who act like tough guys. They act like tough guys with you in your small circle. They're not gonna go out in public and do that because they're gonna get knocked out. But I'm just saying it because at the end of the day, people like that, in my opinion, and I could be completely wrong about that whole situation, but I'm just using it as an example. But people like that know that there's people out here who are actually getting hurt by people who and have done nothing for something like that to happen to them. But it's people who taking advantage of that pain. I don't like that. I can't rock with that. That's dead wrong. Because at the end of the day, how is it you playing a role and somebody's actually going through the reality? That's like a white guy telling me he knows what it's like to be a black man and to deal with racism. It's like, no, you don't. I don't know what it's like to be a white man and deal with whatever y'all dealing with. So why the hell would you say that to me? Like you trying to act and put yourself in a spot that you can't be in. You know, don't do it. Just don't do it. But it messes up for the person who's actually going through it. And I think that's a fraud. That's all I gotta say, man. I'm missing the game. I'm tripping.